Hello, hashtag nope. Hello, my social media family. Well, we're all family. What I wanted to quickly talk about right now, and I'm realizing it's like, well, if you're doing hashtag verse TV by by your lonesome for the time being, then there's what different would you bring to your personal channel? Like they would double each other. And I realized no, there are still certain things that are appropriate for my personal stuff that aren't necessarily appropriate for being in line with hashtag verse TV. So what I will say is I was at the barbershop yesterday. Hey, I get my whatever this is called cut off um, for visiting certain family members of mine because they're like it scratches me, so I cut all of that off and just keep my little beard and whatever. I don't know. Is this called mutton chops? I don't know. It's just a fun word. Anyway, while I was in the barbershop yesterday, they had a video game or whatever. And one, I'm not going to lie, video games today are so like, I'm a millennial, right? And I remember when parents made a huge deal about Mortal Kombat having the blood code that you could opt to put in. I wouldn't care about that because I'm like, I still get the same amount of fun in the game. I don't need to see three droplets of blood fall out when I punch somebody. But oh my gosh, nowadays it is so graphic. Like you see people punch the dude's skull, like, and the whole spine come up and all that stuff, and like all kinds of spins. And there was one move that I thought was funny was it was a finish him move because again this is Mortal Kombat, so certain things are still the same. It was a finish him move, and the finish him move was one guy to take the other guy who was in finish him mode and slam him in front of an oncoming train, and then have them get slammed by the train as the train passed, like pop, 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 pop. And then when it was over, the other guy was like, "Okay, I'm done." But the first guy, who was also hit by the train, and I didn't get that, but he was like, "Victory." It's like, okay. But what I really wanted this video to be about was video games, and it's like as I was listening to the sounds of the video game, like the fighting game, the dudes at the barbershop were playing it, barbershop games, and the sounds and the moans and the uh, 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 like it's if I didn't know that I was watching a video game, my you could potentially blame a dirty mind, but my mind would be like, that sounds like somebody's watching porn. The uh, uh, and what it reminded me of was a porn that I've watched. And I'm like, it's got to be so interesting. And I guess it was a situation where the entire house was just one big porn studio, and they had a couple of shoots that day. And, you know, some people in porn their thing is to make a lot of moans and ah, ah, like that. Uh, kind of like the sounds of Mortal Kombat, a modern version. And this one, it's so happened to be a woman and I guess a man, or maybe a woman and another woman who was pegging her. I don't know. That would be kind of cool. Anyways, it's not like I'd be interested in seeing it. It's just the power dynamic would be interesting. And it was two gay guys, and of course I was watching it for the gay guys. And while the gay guys were in the midst of getting started, you hear from the other room the woman is like, ah, 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 ah. And the bottom, the gay bottom, like looked at the director, and I'm not gonna lie, stuff like that. Okay. I got my rocks off, if you will. But he looked at the director, and like there's a moment, and I guess when I say I get my rocks off, to the extent that it's like that was a real moment right there, as opposed to the very staged um porn scenes that make the final cut. But that was a very real moment because like he looked at the camera like, huh? As he heard that woman. And it's like it's got to be. And again, this is why I have my channel, because I just go on and on. Oh, please, on and on. And this week on hashtag Verse TV, Duran Bernard is going to be in the hashtag Verse. No. It is the hashtag Live Mic TV 237, and it's a video of Duran Bernard and talking about watch the show and you'll see. It was something that I did not know, and I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, so he was looking at the director, and it's so interesting in my mind because I'm like, you're looking at the director because that probably woman, possibly man, I don't know, but because that probably woman is making a whole lot of noise. And it's like, while getting screwed, because whoever is the top, be it man or woman, that person is responsible for bringing the noise out of the bottoms. And I'm like, wow, you're about to also get effed on camera. And it's like, that's interesting. It was a really cute pair though. Anyway, oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. I think I've gone far enough, but how many minutes? See my vision, my vision. But yeah, the moans and from the video games, they sound like porn. They sound like sex, is what it sounds like. And that's probably very much, in the words of Diane Shore, singer Diane Shore, by design. That's by design for it to sound very much like porn or sex in general. You know. So while you're beating the wow, that's an interesting thing. While you're beating that person up, you then go to like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna beat it up tonight. It's like we have such a violent culture. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Hashtag social media family. Yes. Peace. And I'll still say hashtag versetv.com. Stay blessed. All right. I'll be back with more for y'all.